What's up, everyone? It's Billy Johnson Jr. at Capitol Record Studio. This guy to my right, Mr. Kevin Ross. What's up, brother?
Man, thank you for having me. Really appreciate
Oh
it.
man, thanks. Shoot, I'm like, thank you for having me. We're in the Capitol. This is your house.
Yeah.
Tonight is a very special night. There's an incredible event tonight called the New Definition of Soul.
Yeah.
New Definition of Soul. It's a Motown event. Kevin Ross is one of the people performing, man, and you just been grinding for a minute.
Yeah.
You guys might have seen him on tour with Maxwell. You know what I'm saying? You may have seen him on tour with Neo. Work with Ti, just an incredible list of people, man. How does it feel just to be getting so much love, out of the gate?
It's a blessing. It all takes time. I believe in God's timing. I've been working on this since 2009, ever since I graduated from college. So it's been taking time, but well deserved, and God knows when the time is.
Yeah, absolutely. And how do you feel about being a part of this Motown family and this launch of the New Definition of Soul? Because when you think about the artists, you, La Portia, Sebastian Cole's definitely a great group.
I mean, the lineage speaks for itself, honestly. The rich history of great music that came from out of Motown. I mean, from the early days of Diana Ross and the Supremes to the Temptations to Lionel Richie, to the Commodores to the DeBarge. The list goes on and on. I mean, even Boys to Men. So it's a rich history there, and all we want to do is as the title says, redefine it and make it our own, tell our own stories, and inspire a new generation of youth that's coming up.
Yeah. So your musical history. You have all these old school artists, down. You have this contemporary edge. You've written for so many people. But how do you bring it all together? Because I also want to say, too, you have the whole soul thing down, but in a way that could appeal to the masses, especially when you consider like what you're talking about as well. Like, how do you bring all of that together?
Well, it's all about where I came from. I'm from Washington, D.C. My dad's a singer. My whole dad's side of the family are singers, so I grew up on different kinds of music. I mean, from Jimi Hendrix to Joni Mitchell, all of the Motown family, to all of the 70s funks, Norman Connors, Prince, who else? Patrice Rushen, you name it. So, that's all within me. And then, of course, the pop side of things where you have Queen. Freddie Mercury was, really, really a big inspiration as far as, like, just vocal execution for me. So, I guess it rubbed off somehow, some way.
Yeah, that's cool. Now, I heard that when you're on tour with Maxwell, he gave you some really good advice about the kind of music you create as an artist and kind of to be true to yourself. Like, can you tell us about that?
Yeah, he pretty much said that never do a song that you wouldn't do 20 years from now. It was all about longevity for him. Sitting there talking to him, I'm like, oh, man. This is a guy that's been in the business for over 20 years, and that his product, his content, it helps him to, take breaks and for him to live in order to come back and do excellent music. And so I definitely took heed to that, and continuing on with the legacy of what we have going on in Motown and with all of the other OGs in the game.
Yeah. So you have plenty of timeless music. Great definitely comes to mind. As one, also Dream. So I definitely feel like that, kind of, is a part of that conversation, you have with Maxwell, like making timeless stuff. Like, so what's up with the record? When can we expect it? I know, like, you're working.
Yes. So we have Be Great out right now, which is the intro to The Awakening, which comes out late October. I'm really excited about it. Really just great message pieces on the record. Very anxious for people to hear it. Very anxious to perform these records. It's really just about inspiring the youth, having them to understand how necessary they really are, not only to themselves, but to their community, to the culture, and to the world, most importantly. The time is now. With all that's going on, all of the tumultuous things that are going on within the world, we need messages like this. And Motown has always been about message and song, from the beginning of what's going on. So we have to continue that legacy. And with Sebastian Cole and with La Portia Renee, along with myself and other artists that are on the roster, we tend to do that. And I know that it's an incredible task and feat to, conquer, but in our own right, we will.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, and lastly, so tonight, it's an event, it's a showcase. So what can people expect to see? What am I going to get to see in a few minutes?
Good singing by Sebastian Cole, La Portia Renee, and myself. We all bring something beautifully different to the table. there's just so much soul and heart and sincerity that's on that stage. Everybody has a story. Everybody comes from a different part of the country, and we all have stories to tell. So I hope everybody enjoys themselves just as much as we are on stage.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, please tell people how they can follow you on your various social media platforms.
All right, cool. We looking. Boom, boom, boom. You can follow me, Kevin Ross Music. That's Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, you name it. I'm on it. Follow the journey, and always remember to be great.